Hi, I'm Ciara and this is What the Fuckle, where I answer your questions about the Irish language. In this video I'm going to be talking about the term Gaeilgeoir and what it means. But before I start, could you just take a minute to think about the term Gaeilgeoir and what it means to you? I reached out to some of my friends who don't speak Irish to ask them what they thought Gaeilgeoir meant. So the same as probably what all of you thought, Gaeilgeoir, Irish speaker, was the first thing that came back. But when I pressed people for more answers, like when I said to them, well, what does the term, she's a big Gaeilgeoir, like in that sense, what does the term mean? They said things like, okay, Gaeilgeoir, it means somebody who thinks that everyone in Ireland should be speaking Irish. A Gaeilgeoir is someone who is elitist. A Gaeilgeoir, I guess it means someone who's kind of in a clique. And another thing they said, that Gaeilgeoir, there was something kind of suspicious about them because you never knew if they were talking about you. As they said these things, they kind of thought, well, I mean, they obviously were talking to me. So they were like, sorry, I know it's not true. Like, they know it's not true in every case. But these are all the kind of negative connotations that I guess, I mean, I am an English speaker too, so I understand these from the media. I understand them from how people refer to Gaeilgeoir. So there was like this younger stage of my life where I was like, oh, someday I could be a Gaeilgeoir. And then as I got to that age, I didn't even consciously notice this happening. But I kind of was like post-Gaeilgeoir, like I didn't actually want to be a Gaeilgeoir anymore because I don't want to be thought of as elitist or like that I'm in a clique or that I look down on people because I don't speak Irish, because that's not true. Gaeilgeoir wrote a fantastic piece in the Irish Times where he talks about the idea of Irish language enthusiasts, and Gaeilgeoir kind of fits in with that. So what he was talking about was how in obituaries, often when people die who were Irish speakers, be they native speakers or language learners, you might say something about them or their hobby or their job, and then they'd say, and Irish language enthusiast. They're not always doing it in like an enthusiastic way, and they're not always doing it to like be awkward. They're not speaking the language just so you can't understand them. Like, they're doing it because it's their language and they want to, the same way you speak English or whatever language you speak. There are actually more complications within the word Gaeilgeoir. The people in Connemara call the students who come to the Gaeltacht in the summer Gaeilgeoir. So of course then the people who live in Connemara and are from Connemara and speak Irish natively are not going to refer to themselves as Gaeilgeoir, so they don't use that term to describe themselves. I spoke to a friend of mine from the Gaeltacht, she's from Kerry, and she said that down there it just means, the term Gaeilgeoir just means an Irish speaker, so it doesn't mean student, and then it doesn't necessarily mean anything bad. Even within the Irish language community, Gaeilgeoir can be used in a negative way. Somebody could use the term Gaeilgeoir to describe someone who speaks Irish, fights for Irish language rights a lot, and some people would separate themselves from that or look down on that or kind of cast it in a bad light. So it's a really loaded term, Gaeilgeoir, and depending on who you're talking to, it means a lot of different things, basically. But like its basic meaning still is Irish speaker, and when a lot of people use it, they don't mean anything negative, but you do have to listen for the extra meaning when people say like, she's a big Gaeilgeoir, and that's not exactly a compliment. As with any kind of term like this, everyone has their own understanding of it. And I'd love to hear what you think the term means. So please let me know, get involved in the comments. Like, this video isn't meant to be an instruction about how to use the term. It's meant to be just a description about how it's used and maybe start a conversation about what we think of the term Gaeilgeoir. So this has been What the Fuckle, where I answer your questions about the Irish language. And if you have any questions of your own, please get in touch and I'd be very happy to answer them for you.